The Office is one of the most beloved TV comedies of all time.
Bankruptcy!
With its awkward humor, relatable characters, and iconic moments, it captured the hearts of millions worldwide. But behind the laughter, the show's production wasn't always smooth sailing. From cast feuds to creative clashes, The Office had its fair share of behind-the-scenes drama that could rival the plot lines of its episodes. Did you know that some cast members faced conflicts over their characters' story arcs? Or that a series of decisions nearly derailed the show during its early seasons? Stay with us as we delve into the untold stories behind the iconic series. If you love uncovering the secrets of your favorite shows, like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things Hollywood.
Yeah! He's out of here! Oh!
Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency. Americanizing British humor. Adapting a hit like the UK's The Office for an American audience was no small feat. The showrunners, led by Greg Daniels, struggled to balance the original's dry humor with the demands of a broader, more sitcom-driven youth audience. Early on, critics labeled the first season as a pale imitation of the British version, and the ratings reflected this sentiment. Adjusting Michael Scott. One of the key issues was the character of Michael Scott. In the pilot episode, he mirrored the UK's David Brent, portrayed by Ricky Gervais with a more cynical and abrasive personality. Feedback was swift. Audiences didn't connect with the coldness. The production team quickly pivoted, softening Michael's demeanor and adding layers of vulnerability, making him a lovable yet flawed leader. This decision was instrumental in the show finding its own voice. Risk versus reward. The early criticisms almost led NBC to cancel the series after the first season. However, thanks to DVD sales of Season 1 and the growing popularity of Steve Carell due to the 40-year-old virgin, the network gave it another chance. This gamble paid off, turning The Office into one of the most iconic shows in TV history. Diversity debates behind the scenes. The limited representation in early seasons. While The Office often addressed social issues with humor, its early seasons lacked significant diversity in the main cast. Characters like Kelly Kapoor, Mindy Kaling, and Oscar Nunez were often relegated to minor roles or stereotypical portrayals. This limited representation led to internal debates about how the show could reflect a more inclusive workplace. Mindy Kaling's dual role. Mindy Kaling, who not only played Kelly, but also served as a writer, was a strong advocate for showcasing different perspectives. However, Kaling herself faced challenges in the writer's room, where her ideas were sometimes overshadowed by the predominantly white male team. She later admitted that her contributions were often underestimated, even as she became one of the show's most influential voices. Modern reassessment. In hindsight, some cast members have acknowledged that the show missed opportunities to dive deeper into diverse narratives. These conversations have resurfaced in recent years, with fans and critics re-examining how The Office handled issues of representation. Despite its flaws, the series sparked meaningful conversations about workplace diversity on and off the screen. The return of Amy Adams, a missed opportunity. The guest star that got away. In its early seasons, The Office featured guest stars who would go on to achieve massive fame, and Amy Adams was no exception. She played Katie, Jim's brief love interest, in a storyline that hinted at deeper layers for Jim's character. However, her appearances were cut short as Adams' career skyrocketed with roles in films like Enchanted and Doubt. Behind-the-scenes scheduling conflicts. Adams' rising stardom clashed with the show's production schedule, and plans to bring her character back were quietly shelved. This left some storylines feeling incomplete, particularly as Katie's chemistry with Jim could have added another dimension to the early season's romantic tension. What could have been? Looking back, fans often speculate how Adams' presence might have changed the dynamic between Jim and Pam. Would Katie have posed a real challenge to their iconic romance? While we'll never know, the missed opportunity highlights how external factors often shape creative decisions in unexpected ways. Angela Kinsey and Rainn Wilson, a dynamic duo with real tensions. On-screen perfection, off-screen differences. Angela Kinsey and Rainn Wilson portrayed one of TV's most hilariously dysfunctional couples, Angela and Dwight. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable. But off-screen, their working relationship wasn't always smooth. Kinsey has openly shared that their creative approaches sometimes clashed, particularly during intense scenes that required precision. Perfectionism on both sides. Both actors were deeply committed to their roles, but their perfectionism occasionally led to friction. Wilson, known for his improvisational style, sometimes deviated from the script, while Kinsey preferred sticking to the written lines. These differences, though minor, sometimes created tension during high-stakes scenes, finding common ground. Despite these moments of friction, Kinsey and Wilson developed a deep respect for each other's craft over time. Their ability to channel this tension into their characters. Tumultuous relationship added layers of authenticity to their performances. The struggles of keeping Jim and Pam fresh. Avoiding the happily ever after trap. After Jim and Pam's long-awaited union, keeping their storyline engaging posed a significant challenge for the writers. While fans loved seeing them happy, the absence of conflict risked making their arc stale. This led to the controversial decision to introduce marital tension in later seasons, with Jim pursuing a career in sports marketing. Mixed reactions from fans. While some viewers appreciated the realism of showing challenges in their relationship, others felt it undermined the couple's status as the heart of the show. John Krasinski himself advocated for these storylines, believing they added depth to Jim's character. However, Jenna Fischer admitted feeling conflicted about Pam's portrayal during this period, as she struggled to reconcile it with the character's earlier development. A risk that paid off? Ultimately, the storyline added complexity to Jim and Pam's relationship, even if it divided the fanbase. It showcased the challenges of balancing personal and professional ambitions, a theme that resonated with many viewers. Rivalries and tensions. Rainn Wilson versus Ed Helms. Clash of characters. As The Office progressed into its later seasons, the dynamics between Dwight Schrute, played by Rainn Wilson, and Andy Bernard, portrayed by Ed Helms, became a focal point. Behind the scenes, this shift caused friction between the actors. Rainn Wilson, known for his dedication to his character, felt that the growing prominence of Andy undermined Dwight's role as the second-in-command comedic presence. These tensions were particularly evident during Andy's ascent to regional manager, a position some fans argued should have gone to Dwight. Creative differences. Rumors suggested that Wilson and Helms had disagreements over the direction of their characters, especially as the writing leaned more toward Andy's comedic arc. Wilson, who had been with the show since its inception, reportedly expressed dissatisfaction with certain creative choices that, in his view, diluted Dwight's eccentric brilliance. Meanwhile, Helms, a relatively newer addition to the main cast, was under pressure to fill the void left by Steve Carell. Professionalism despite the tensions. Despite the alleged disagreements, both actors maintained a professional demeanor on set. Their rivalry may have added an unintended layer of authenticity to the tension between their characters. Fans continue to debate whether Dwight or Andy should have taken the spotlight, a testament to how both actors delivered compelling performances, even under challenging circumstances. The evolution of Jim and Pam's relationship. A love story for the ages. Jim and Pam's love story remains one of the most cherished aspects of The Office. However, building this iconic on-screen relationship came with its own set of challenges. Both John Krasinski and Jenna Fischer were committed to making their characters' romance feel authentic, which often required intense preparation and collaborative discussions. Their dedication paid off, but it wasn't always smooth sailing. Challenges in the later seasons. As the series progressed, the writing for Jim and Pam's relationship faced criticism for becoming repetitive or overly dramatic. Krasinski and Fischer worked closely with the writers to ensure their characters remained relatable, even when storylines tested the patience of loyal viewers. Their commitment to maintaining the magic of Jim and Pam's bond solidified their place as one of TV's most iconic couples. Controversial humor. The debate over offensive jokes. The humor that defined a generation. The Office was celebrated for its boundary-pushing humor, much of which stemmed from the inappropriate antics of Michael Scott and other characters. While this humor resonated with audiences at the time, it has faced increasing scrutiny in recent years. Some episodes, such as Diversity Day, have been reevaluated for their handling of sensitive topics, sparking debates about whether the show's humor would hold up in today's climate. Behind-the-scenes concerns. Members of the cast and crew have acknowledged that some jokes, while funny in context, might not align with modern sensibilities. Mindy Kaling, who contributed heavily to the show's writing, admitted in interviews that she would approach certain storylines differently today. Rainn Wilson also commented on the importance of adapting comedy to reflect evolving social standards. The legacy of risky comedy. Despite the controversy, many fans defend The Office as a product of its time, arguing that its humor often satirized ignorance rather than endorsing it. The debates surrounding its comedy highlight the complexities of creating content that balances satire with sensitivity, ensuring The Office remains a touchstone for discussions about comedy's role in society. The real reason behind Rashida Jones' early exit. A promising start. Rashida Jones joined The Office in Season 3 as Corinne Filippelli, a love interest for Jim and a rival to Pam. Her performance was well received, and many fans anticipated a longer arc for Corinne. However, Jones' character was written out after only one season, leading to speculation about the reasons behind her abrupt departure. Creative decisions and cast dynamics. Reports suggest that Corinne's storyline was always intended to be temporary, serving as a catalyst for Jim and Pam's reunion. However, some insiders hinted that Jones' growing popularity posed a challenge for the writers, as her character risked overshadowing the main narrative. Additionally, balancing Corinne's development with the ensemble cast proved to be a logistical hurdle. A new chapter for Rashida. Rashida Jones' early departure ultimately worked in her favor, as she went on to star in Parks and Recreation and build a successful career in Hollywood. Her brief stint on The Office remains a fan favorite, with many viewers appreciating her role in one of the show's most memorable storylines, the ongoing demand for a reboot. Fans' unwavering love for The Office. Years after its finale, The Office continues to captivate audiences through streaming platforms, reigniting calls for a reboot or reunion. Fans have flooded social media with petitions and fan art envisioning the characters' lives in the modern era. The enduring popularity of the series has made the idea of revisiting Dunder Mifflin more tempting than ever. Cast and crew reactions. While some cast members like Rainn Wilson have expressed interest in reprising their roles, others, including Steve Carell, believe the show ended at the right time. Carell's hesitance stems from his belief that a reboot might struggle to replicate the magic of the original series. Meanwhile, Jenna Fischer and Angela Kinsey have kept the fandom alive with their podcast, Office Ladies, offering behind-the-scenes insights that fuel fans' nostalgia. The future of The Office. Whether or not a reboot ever materializes, the legacy of The Office remains intact. The show's ability to resonate with new generations ensures its place as one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. For now, fans can relive the magic through reruns and continue speculating about what a modern-day Dunder Mifflin might look like. The stories behind The Office highlight the complexities of creating a beloved TV show. From on-set tensions to evolving cultural standards, the series' journey was as layered as its humor. While the show brought laughter to millions, the challenges faced by its cast and crew reveal the human side of an industry often shrouded in glamour. If you're intrigued by behind-the-scenes drama, don't miss our next video. Grey's Anatomy. How the cast changed over the years. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows.